how dumb they really are.
Or read some paper parchment. Done. Healed.
I love it. All the
All right,
scrolls.
Maybe we should follow close behind and just kind of laugh at them when they go down. Barian, what do you think?
If nothing else, it'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, guys. We'll split the gains. We'll split the bounty.
Esfil says, yes, if there's going to be more of you going down, I can definitely contribute to the finding of a 22-year-old man with fair skin and curly dark hair. That, this person is trained in the arts of stealth and thievery, as she kind of looks over towards Barian. And she says that the name of the person is Crescendo. And Crescendo needs to be found, and I will reward you greatly, even if Crescendo is dead or alive. I will definitely compensate you for it.
Body repose, one of my specialties. Dead or alive.
Right. So here's the name, and like I said, you guys can access all of this quest content on the message of the day as well. So, yeah. Oops.
Wait, what's the guy we're looking for?
Crescendo.
Crescendo.
Yeah. Yep.
Crescendo?
His name, correct. Yep. His name is Crescendo with a K, and I am putting that into the chat as well. So there you go. Esvel Rosnar is the person that wants you to search for Crescendo. And the last person that introduces themselves to you
Well, hold up a second.
Sure.
I know you might be trying to fast track some of this, but
No, it's okay.
what does Cassandra look like? Do I need to just go down there and start yelling out for Cassandra?
No, Crescendo, she gave you a description of him already. Crescendo is a 22-year-old man with fair skin and dark curly hair, so that's basically about half of Waterdeep. But Crescendo was trained in the arts of stealth and thievery. And, she tells you that Crescendo wears a platinum signet ring bearing the Rosnar family crest. And then she kind of, puts her hand towards everybody and shows you what the crest looks like, which is a diving white falcon on a field of blue. And there's also an inscription of the family motto that says, "Fly high and stoop swift." But she does promise you, if all of you can facilitate Crescendo's safe return, or even, like I said, deliver proof of his whereabouts, she will owe you a favor. And
he's human.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 22-year-old man. Yes, I would take that as
Dead
a
or
human.
alive?
Yes, dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
we find that ring.
Yep.
We can put it on anybody, really.
Exactly. And that House Rosnar is a pretty powerful house within the walls of Waterdeep.
We've been on bounties like this before, Jethro.
Yeah, this should be no problem, brother.
Is that Hulk Hogan?
Ooh.
We've got welcome Hulk Hogan to the group. Oh my God. Let me tell you something, brother.
That was a 9.
So the last person that introduces himself to you is a very familiar and very popular person here in Waterdeep, which is Volothamp Godarm, which is Volo. You know that he's put out Volo's Guide to Monsters, which of course he's still waiting for his royalty check from this printing company called Wizards of the Coast in Waterdeep. So he's actually paid for your equippers and chips, your ale. Also probably placed a few bets on your return or not. And he's also paid for your entry into Undermountain. And also he gets up and he goes, if those two want to join you, I'll pay for them as well, as he just kind of chuckles, and everybody, you can start hearing the bets starting to change. But he pays for everything, and he comes up to you and he says, my friends, this story dates back to the fall of Illifarn, which is the old elven kingdom of the north, and there is something that I would like for you to find for me. And it is an alabaster throne belonging to the old king Siglaith Udark. And he was basically the last coronated king of Illifarn. And of course, he disappears, the city disappears, Illifarn disappears. But when the Mad Mage built his tower, where we are actually on right now, in this very inn, the Yawning Portal, in this tavern, it said, the rumor and the old tales, and of course, Volo loves old tales of history. But anyway, the dwarves found this beautiful alabaster throne, and without destroying it, they actually respected the Elven Kingdom, and of course, they borrowed the throne. Some say they stole it, but I would think that the dwarves probably borrowed it. And they hid it somewhere in Undermountain. And if you could find it in Undermountain, you could please tell me, I'll tell the elves, and the elves of today, they can have their throne back. I think that would be a nice gesture to give the elves back their throne that's been borrowed by the dwarves. Not stolen, like I said, borrowed. And that is Volo, which you guys know Volo.
Wait,
Everybody
how
knows
much for
Volo.
this?
Well, of course you'll you'll get a favor from me, Volo, and I could, it depending on if I get my royalty check from this Wizards of the Coast company that printed my Volo's Guide to Monsters book. Once I get my royalty check, I could probably give you a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Because Volo, you understand that
What does
going down there
mean?
and to do these things requires significant investment on our part.
Well, yeah, of course it does, but why would I pay you now when I may never see you again? So, like I said...
No, I don't mean now, but upon delivery.
Yeah, when we come back.
I hope you come back, because I'm betting on you. I'm not like everybody else around here betting against you. I've actually got faith in you.
Just put my name in a footnote in one of your books. That's Walter Bonesplatter and his brother Jethro.
He pulls his pencil out of his ear and he writes it down on a piece of paper. Yeah.
Don't get any mess on you.
Hey, I shout over to the bartender. What are our...
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Durnan, there's a piece of cloth. There's like a dry erase board or a chalkboard on the back of the bar, and he pulls the odds are not against you. It's like 5,000-1 odds that you're not coming back.
Oh, really?
Never tell me the odds.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd like to place a bet.
He goes, well, we've got some adjustments now that we've got Barian and Talinger joining.
Oh, that's slick.
So yeah, it looks like the odds are going down now. It looks like the odds are now about 500 to 1. Well, that was a big adjustment. Place your bets, everybody.
Yeah,
I have one healing potion. That's it, gang. One healing potion. Are you sure?
And in fact, if you guys open up the party sheet, you will see that there are 5 potions of greater healing in the party sheet. Not just healing potions, potions of greater healing. So everyone can take one of those potions of greater healing and put them on your character sheet.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to this bartender. I want to put, and I'm going to be reasonable. I'm gonna put 100 gold on.
Ooh, 100. You got 100 gold? How'd you get 100 gold?
Our other characters gave it to us.
Oh my gosh! In your shared party vault? I mean, in your shared character vault from one character to another?
Looks like we have 150 gold.
We are
Party
level 5. We should have some wealth, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's how you got your magic item. Was you
Yeah.
spent all of your wealth on your item. But Volo says, unfortunately, lass, the people going down, the adventurers going down into Undermountain cannot place bets on themselves.
Really?
That is that.
Money is money.
And he points up to the rules on betting, and he goes, "See, it's on the board," and you can see it on the board. What a dick DM
Thou
move,
shalt
huh?
not bet on your.
Thou shalt not bet on your own descent into Undermountain. That's one of the disclaimers. Everybody's got potions of greater healing now. 44 plus 4. Nice.
So have we been accepted into the group yet?
Yeah.
I don't know you. What's your name?
Varian.
Varian. What are you, half elf? Another freaking half elf.
I'm
Another
whatever
one?
you want me to be.
I'll be whoever you want me
Well,
to be.
my steppapa's a half elf, I think. That's what Mama told me. So yeah, another half elf.
It's not me.
Okay. So what's your skills? What's your skill set?
I can be whatever race you want me to be.
I'm not talking about
Wow.
race. I'm talking about your skills.
I can be whatever you want me to be.
Really? You're a half elf rogue? Can you be that?
I can be a half elf rogue. I can be an elven rogue. I can be a human rogue. I can be a
Wow.
human fighter. I can be an elven fighter. I can be whatever.
Okay.
Whatever I need to be.
I see.
What do you think, brother? Should we take him?
Yeah. I mean, he's
Wait,
confusing me. Maybe he can confuse the enemy. 'Cause
Can
he's
he
fucking
be a
people.
wizard? Can you be a wizard?
That would be a little tricky, but maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not worried. Anyone who has the cojones to go down into that pit with us, I think they're all. He doesn't seem too insane.
So a couple
I
of
don't know.
the bartenders go over to the well, and they, there's this crank, this wheel and pulley system that goes across the top of the well, and there's a big bucket that is big enough for one person to go down. And Durnan looks over towards all of you, and he says, "So who's going down first?"
That'd be me. Walter
right.
Bonesplatter. And I look around. Walter Bonesplatter.
So everybody cheers, "Walter Bonesplatter!" And everybody's toasting to your descent. And
Yeah, I'm taking the totem, my Boon the World t-shirt, and I'm doing a terrible towel thing.
Oh
Whooping
Jesus!
up the
Don't tell me
crowd.
you're a Steelers fan, please don't.
No,
tell me
no,
that.
no. I just had to give an image there.
Browns all the way. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, well, I'm in Ohio. Of course it's Browns.
Of course it is. Never
Is
the
this
Bengals.
a sports ball thing?
It is.
Yeah, sports ball.
All right, so you're lower down, and it goes down
Right.
quite a bit. You're lower down, probably about 100 feet or so.
Is
And
it dark?
It is dark. So, but I believe, Mr. Bonesplatter, I believe that you can see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you get down to the bottom of this square chamber, and you look up, and you can see the massive hole up above you, and you can see all of these heads, little beady heads, kind of peering over the edge of the well as you're dropped down. So who else is going to be going down the well? So there's the map for you there, Walter.
Jethro's gonna jump in. He's gonna yell, Jethro Barton, son of call me Barton. And I do as I pump my spoon glaive into the air.
All right. So you do
All
that.
right, go ahead,
Everybody,
do it.
everybody does a toast. Everybody's going, "What the hell did he just say?" He sounded like a robot construct or something like that. But everybody, but you get lowered down.
Warforge.
Yeah, right.
He does impressions sometimes.
So I'm popping up the map for everybody as you descend down into Undermountain. Who's going next? Trinkets, Barian, Talendra?
Baron to go next.
Barian, a toast is done for you. And you make the minute and a half descent down into the first chamber that you are in. And I'll give you guys the descriptions. Trinket, you're next. Or Talendra?
I'll go next.
All right. Talendra, you're dropped down. They do a toast for you as well. And Talendra, at least you know nobody died. It's not like blood splattered up, spurted up out of the well like in Army of Darkness sort of thing. So you feel like you're pretty safe being the last one going down. So everybody's
How big
got
is this thing?
it's probably about 100 feet or so.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, as you're descended down, and the 40-foot well just gets smaller and smaller. Looks like there's one exit point to the southwest, and I'll put a little green arrow here. There's one exit point, and the floor is sandy, so there's like a thin layer of sand that's covering the entire floor, and then all on the walls, all four walls, there are tons of dented and rusty shields. And like I said, all of those shields are adorning the walls. And you can also see that there's a lot of graffiti on the walls too, because you can see the graffiti between the spaces of the shields and stuff. So, there's a bunch of shields on the floor, on the couple line on the floor in the sand. But there's also, like I said, there's probably at least 60 to 100 shields, mostly
Any
wooden.
blood?
Why
Any
don't
blood or remains of anything?
Why don't everybody give me a wisdom perception check inside of the tower, and I'll let you guys know.
Hey, Walter, this sand kind of looks like the sand that Mama Brunhilde put us in when we were kids to play.
Yeah. I want to take some kind of marker and put my name on the wall.
Sure.
I'll put the date and Walter was here, and I'll put return and dash. So I'll put when I come back, I'll remember to do that. Now, if I exit somewhere else, I'll come back to the well and come back down and do it.
So that gives you incentive to actually
That's my goal, yeah.
Come back. Yeah. Okay. I like it. So you guys, your first glance, you really don't see anything. But like I said, the floor is sandy, and in several parts of the floor there are piles of sand too. I'm not talking big pile. I'm like maybe 6 inches or a foot or something like that. But there are bigger lumps of sand on the floor as well. And like I said, there's all these at least 60 to 100 wooden shields. Most of them are wooden, and they've got all kinds of crests and seals on them and stuff. You can tell that some of them come from some of the houses. No particular house, offhand, but yeah, decorated shields.
This is where all the people that came down here before us lost.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So it looks like these guys died just as soon as they got down there.
It's probably a
Some
reminder
people.
to it.
Oh, okay. Well, we didn't find any remains, so.
Gaming, you
They're
get
probably cleaning
2,500 gold for noticing the beard off. You were the first person tonight to say
Ooh.
something.
I suggest we move forward.
All right, so don't forget, everybody, you guys, as a little DM hint for you, you guys can investigate around if you want to. You guys just did perception was for just kind of noticing anything.
Oh, okay.
Remember, you can
do that, but
yeah,
I
you
figured
can do
already
that.
did that without doing it.
No. Perception and investigation is totally. Perception is if you notice anything, right offhand. Like the eyeballs and the tapestries moving along with you or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Investigation is you're searching.
All right, well, because I'm definitely going to do this. I figure there's probably a lot of good stuff that might have been dropped by whoever came down here not prepared for, and
Yeah,
had
you're
some
right.
untimely ends right at the bottom. So I do want to investigate this area.
I will allow that. So everybody
Dice
investigating,
Tower,
feel free to, everybody investigating, put it right out in the open. No, not Dice Tower.
Yeah, as I'm signing my name, I'm also looking up stuff. Seeing nothing.
Very okay. So I'll tell you guys this. I would say, let's see. Wow. Walter and Jethro, they're just kind of bantering back and forth with one another. So they really didn't, they're looking around as well. But Trinkets and Barian and Talundra, you guys actually find a couple of things. So the first thing is, you're taking whatever your weapon or any kind of implement, and you're kind of poking it through the sand and stuff. So you find a couple of items. You find a couple of iron spikes in one of the piles of sand. You find an empty wine skin. You find a tinderbox that's in actually really good shape. And you also find hidden behind one of the shields as you guys start breaking all of the kind of like taking shields, and because you're noticing all of this graffiti's on the wall too. So actually, Talundra, you're kind of taking the shields away because you think it says something behind there. You see something written in it looks like a language that you may or may not notice. And I'm gonna put this into use the language filter, which is awesome. So Talundra, you do recognize it. You do recognize it, and then you kind of point it out. And Trinkets and Barian, you also understand it, and that's what it says. That's what it says in Elvish as you kind of take some of the shields off of the wall, and then you can see this inscription. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. And put this onto the quotes part of the message of the day for you, so you can always kind of refer back to it. You know what I mean?
Oh, neat. Okay.
So everything will be on so you guys won't have to, make 50 different, notepads and, notes and stuff like that with the notepad. So I'll kind of put everything on the quotes for you. So
I'll read it for those who don't understand. Beyond
Sure.
the pillar forest, the Mad Mage waits, casting spells behind the magic gate.
Sounds fun, huh? Beyond the pillar forest, the Mad Mage waits, casting spells behind magic gates. Kind of rhymes.
Who's this
too.
Mad Mage? Anyone heard of that?
Oh yeah, you've all heard of the Mad Mage. That is for
Okay,
sure.
so we do know about it.
Yeah, the Mad Mage is the creator of this dungeon, and there are at least 20 plus levels known of this dungeon. And this dungeon is massive. You can see just by scrolling out on this map, I'm sure you guys have probably already done that. This map is huge. And this is just one of 20 floors, at least 20 floors. Will you be the ones to discover more floors of Undermountain? Only
I don't know how long you going to run this.
I want to run this.
Yeah.
I love Undermountain, man. I love this. Undermountain has always held a special place in my heart because we spent probably a couple years playing Undermountain as a kid. This is the first time we had seen Githyankies from the Fiend Folio and Beholders and all of these demons and devils and unique creatures, and it was like we used to run all the time, and we had rooms of treasure that we would just seal up and try to block and lock to hold all of our treasure, and that was awesome. It was fun. So yeah, you found that that scripture behind some shields, and also you trinkets and Barian. You're the ones that found. Like I said, you found a couple. You found 2 iron spikes. You also found an empty wineskin and a tinderbox. And behind one of the shields, there was an item, and I'm going to roll that item for you real quick.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, right off the bat, you guys had really good rolls. So I am breaking out the magic item table. Magic item table A. So you found a potion, and you know exactly what this potion is. It is a potion of healing, a regular potion of healing. So I will go ahead and identify that for you, and that is, there you go. That's in the party sheet. Would you guys like to, I'll go ahead and I'll add, you guys want to keep the iron spikes or the empty wineskin or the tinderbox? You want me to add that in there?
Yeah, might as well. Never know when those sorts of things might come in handy.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. So
Request to know the status of light in this.
yeah, this place is dark. So if you don't have any vision, you are definitely gonna need some type of light source.
Is anybody can
Is anybody
am
what?
dark.
I can see fine in the dark.
Thank you for the follows, everybody.
I know I'm a mere human, but I do have my ways of seeing. I'll be fine.
All right. So if you need light, you're definitely going to need it, because let's see, I know Bone can see, Jethro can see, Trinkets can see, Barian, you can also see, Talindra can see. So you guys don't have to worry about anything. You guys all have dark vision to 60, except for Trinkets is to 120. So yeah, there you go. Boffrin, thanks, man. Yeah, I cut it off, man. I got rid of it finally after over 5 years.
All right. Do we want to hang out here, down here, and get back on the thing and go back up and say we won? Or we want to go ahead?
Well, to be honest, I don't really care. I wasn't able to place bets in that one. So let them fight it out.
There's a string in the middle of the well. Well, on one of the sides, see how the well's kind of outlined there. There's a string that has a little note attached to it. It says ring bell, and then it says 10 gold to get pulled up. So it's going to cost you 10 gold to get pulled up out of here. Too good.
Hey, you Barian. That's what you called yourself, right? You look like the sneaky type.
And how
Like,
we'll
yeah.
do, yeah, how I'll
I
do
can be
traps.
whatever.
You'll be anything that you want. Bay, can
I'll
you
be
switch
anything.
the server again for Discord? And it'll be anything you want. So where you're at, Jethro, with your dark vision, you can actually see that there's a corridor that goes down and it looks like it turns left or to the west.
Barian, you want to take a point?
Sure, I'll take point.
Speaking about taking point, I will let you know I will do a stealth check versus your passive perception if there's any kind of pit traps or if there's any kind of trip wires or anything like that. Because if I say, hey, really quick, Barian, give me a perception, you're going to know something's up. So I'm going to do everything stealth versus your passive perception. So
I understand that. I have Dungeon Delver, so I get to check for traps and whatnot at normal speed instead of traveling at slow space, which is what I'm doing. And I have advantage on wisdom or intelligence investigation checks made to detect presence of secret doors, which I'm assuming will go into the passive perception or passive investigation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
I don't
nice.
think it Fantasy Grounds automatically does that, so I'm glad you pointed that out.
Yeah. So, Baron, as you turn the corner with your newfound party of adventurers, you see another long corridor, about another 50, 60 feet. Total darkness, and you can see that it opens up into what appears to be a wider corridor.
What are these walls made of, and how high is the ceiling?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, the ceiling is about 12 feet tall, and all of the walls here, it's smooth. So this is a beautifully architectured dungeon. I mean, the floor is smooth. Of course, you can, there is dust everywhere, but yeah, it's basically the walls are as wide as the ceiling is high. So it's basically 10 foot, right at this point, 10 foot. But you can see the ceiling kind of ascends up here around the corner.
Okay.
All right. Well, assuming that I don't see anything ahead of me, I will advance up to about here to see.
Sure. Yeah, you can see a larger room, which is about 20 feet wide, and the ceiling actually vaults up to about 20 foot high as well. And there's actually something quite interesting in this room also. Now, as you kind of look, there's these reliefs or frescoes that are on this entire like every 10 foot there's like this base relief, and these are like 9 foot high, 4 foot wide, and it looks like there are a bunch of demons is what you can see on the wall to the north. And it looks like every 10 foot there is a demon. And you can see that there's like a Balor is the first one, and it kind of goes from east to west. So the first one would be here, and it is of a Balor. Then there's the Barlagora, the Chasm. There's a Dretch, and then there's some Glabrezu, a Gorostro, and a Hezeru.
Are you still speaking English?
Yeah, those are all the demon names.
These all appear to be statues.
No, they're not statues.
Frescoes?
Yeah, they're like bas reliefs, like
Okay.
carvings. Yeah.
Carved onto the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Into the stone wall, I guess.
Into the stone wall, correct.
Well, I guess I'll ask the party. Do they want me to go investigate?
Oh, I'm sorry. I've already stepped up to this first carving, and I want to check it.
Sure, that's the carving of the Balor.
So, running my fingers into the carving or feeling it or inspecting it, I don't find anything other than just a simple.
No, you can give me. It's just the sort of like recessed into the wall where it's been carved. But
Yeah.
you can give me an investigation check if you'd like to. Yeah, when you give me the investigation check, you can go ahead and I'll tell you to put it in the tower or not. But yeah, you look and it's just a Balor, and like I said, the Barlagora, the Chasmi, the Dretch, well the Chasm or however you want to pronounce it, I don't care. Glabrezu, Goristro, and Hezeru. So it goes basically from right where you're at, left all the way down the hallway. And as you guys kind of turn around, you see that there is also a skeleton, a weird-looking skeleton, not a really large skeleton, but it looks like a humanoid type of skeleton, and it's on the western portion of this hallway. And yeah, it's just lying on the ground as you're, looking. And on the southern wall, now that you guys are starting to move down the hallway, there are more of these bas reliefs that are carved into the wall. So from east to west, there's a Merilith, a Nalfishne, a Quasit, a Shadow Demon, a Vrock, and a Yokel.
And these are also demons?
Correct. Yes.
I'll tell the Smash Brothers to check out the skeleton on the floor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I sense any danger from this skeleton?
What exactly does because I don't have I don't have barbs that use that very very often. So if you could kind of give me an overview of danger sense.
You gain an uncanny sense of when things nearby aren't as they should be, giving you an edge when you dodge away from danger.
So
I
basically,
think-
if
I
something's
think
going to get a
that's
surprise
fair.
attack on you, basically.
Yeah, trap, spell, anything I can see. Now, if I'm
Yeah.
blinded or deafened or incapacitated, it won't work.
Yeah. You
But,
don't sense
I'm eyeballing
anything.
the skeleton.